All right, so you sent over these excerpts from the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, the concept is super intriguing.
Yeah.
We've got this blend of personal transformation and high performance,
Mm-hmm.
all tied to, well, waking up early.
Right.
So let's dive into this deep dive and see what Robin Sharma is all about.
Yeah, what strikes me is how Sharma uses a fictional story to deliver these potentially life-changing principles.
Oh, interesting.
It's not just like a dry self-help book.
Right.
It's an engaging narrative that pulls you in.
Totally. And we're introduced to this high-flying entrepreneur at the top of her game,
Yeah.
yet seeking something more at a seminar
Mm-hmm.
led by this enigmatic figure called the Spellbinder.
Right?
And what's interesting is that she's surrounded by others who are driven
Yeah.
but struggling.
Oh, yeah.
It sets up this idea that even successful people
Mm.
can feel lost and searching for answers.
Yeah, it's a brilliant way to make the material relatable.
Oh, absolutely.
We see ourselves in these characters, in their ambition and their vulnerability.
All right.
And the Spellbinder's message is key here.
Okay.
Even in the face of failure, everyone has a potential for greatness.
Mm-hmm.
It's this spark of hope that really sets the stage for the whole journey.
Totally. And then we have this mysterious, seemingly homeless man
Yeah.
who pops up with surprising wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah.
He hints at a lavish lifestyle with an expensive watch, a Zurich apartment,
Mm-hmm.
private jets. It's like, who is this guy?
Right.
And how does he know so much?
The mystery definitely keeps you hooked,
It does.
and it challenges our assumptions about success and appearances.
Mm.
Could this homeless man actually hold the key to unlocking a higher level of achievement?
Yeah, and the plot thickens as the entrepreneur and another attendee, an artist,
Okay.
accept the homeless man's invitation to fly to Mauritius.
Right.
It's during this journey that his true identity is revealed.
Mm-hmm.
Billionaire Stone Riley,
Whoa.
a mentee of the Spellbinder himself.
Talk about a plot twist.
Right.
Wow.
And the luxurious setting of Mauritius really highlights the contrast.
Yeah.
It's this visual representation of the potential transformation that Riley embodies. He's not just talking the talk, he's
Well,
living the life he preaches.
Yeah.
And in Mauritius, Riley introduces this core concept of the 5 a.m. Club,
Right.
emphasizing the importance of a structured morning routine for success.
Uh-huh.
He even mentions the 20-20-20 formula, which he says is crucial for maximizing those early hours.
Yeah.
It's like he's giving us a sneak peek into his secret sauce.
It definitely makes you curious.
It does.
But before diving into the formula, he emphasizes this concept of rigor as a defining characteristic of high achievers.
Okay.
He uses examples like Formula One pit crews and the painter Vermeer to illustrate its impact.
It's fascinating how he connects this meticulous attention to detail in very different fields to achieving excellence.
Yeah.
I mean, Formula One is all about speed,
Right.
but the pit crew's precision is what makes that speed possible.
Yeah.
And then you have Vermeer,
Mm-hmm.
known for his incredibly detailed paintings, taking years to complete a single masterpiece.
And it gets you thinking,
It does.
where could you apply this level of rigor in your own life?
Mm-hmm.
This is about refining a specific skill, paying closer attention to your work process,
Right.
or even just being more intentional with your time.
Right. It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart and with intention.
Hmm.
Then Riley gets into the science behind the 5 a.m. Club,
Okay.
talking about this idea of transient hypofrontality.
Right.
Now, I'll admit that sounds a bit intimidating,
Yeah.
but he actually explains it in a way that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
He describes it as this temporary shutdown of the prefrontal cortex,
Hmm.
that part of our brain responsible for worrying and overthinking
Right.
during the quiet of the early morning.
Okay.
This creates a state where you can tap into flow
Yeah.
and experience heightened creativity and productivity.
So it's not just about having more time. It's about accessing a different state of mind,
Right.
a state where our brains are primed for deep work and innovative thinking.
Is that what he's suggesting?
Exactly.
Interesting.
He's suggesting that by waking up early, you're tapping into a neurological advantage,
Okay.
essentially hacking your brain for peak performance.
Okay, so we've got this incredible potential for focus and flow in the early hours.
Mm-hmm.
But Riley doesn't stop there.
No.
He introduces the concept of the 4 interior empires:
Okay.
mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set.
Right.
It's like he's saying external success isn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be this internal mastery as well.
He's emphasizing the importance of holistic development, right?
Mhm.
Each empire plays a crucial role in our overall well-being
Yeah.
and ability to achieve our goals.
Mm-hmm.
Mindset is about cultivating positive beliefs and a growth-oriented outlook.
Okay.
Heart set is about managing emotions and connecting with purpose.
Then there's health set, which focuses on physical well-being, recognizing that our physical health is the foundation for everything else. And finally, soul set is all about connecting with a deeper sense of meaning and purpose.
It's about aligning our actions with our values and finding that deeper sense of fulfillment.
I love how he brings it all together.
Yeah.
It's not just about waking up early and grinding it out.
No.
It's about working on ourselves from the inside out.
And this leads us to a scene at the Roman catacombs
Okay.
where Riley shifts gears and emphasizes the often overlooked importance of sleep.
Yeah, this part really stood out to me.
Yeah,
We're so obsessed with productivity and pushing ourselves.
right,
We often forget that rest and recovery are essential for peak performance.
right. And the catacombs are such a powerful visual. It's like a descent into the subconscious, representing the need to recharge and restore our energy.
Right?
It's a reminder that neglecting sleep is like running on fumes.
Yeah.
Eventually, you'll burn out.
So you're saying that even though this book is about waking up early, it also acknowledges the importance of getting enough rest.
Yeah.
It's about balance. It's not just pushing ourselves to the limit.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's about understanding that sustainable success requires both intense effort
Right.
and strategic recovery.
Yeah.
It's not about burning the candle at both ends.
Right.
It's about managing your energy wisely.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
We can't expect to operate at our best if we're constantly running on empty.
Right.
Okay, so we've got this foundation of mindset, internal mastery,
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of rest.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the actual tactics?
Well, Riley introduces a few practical strategies, like the 909-901 rule
Yeah.
and the daily 5 concept, to help maximize productivity and achieve goals.
The 90901 rule sounds interesting.
Does it?
What's that all about?
It's this idea of dedicating the first 90 minutes of your workday to your most important task, minimizing distractions and maximizing focus during that prime time.
So instead of getting bogged down in emails or small tasks, you're hitting the ground running with your most valuable work.
Right.
I like that.
And then you have the daily 5 concept,
Yeah.
which is about focusing on 5 small wins each day,
Mm-hmm.
creating a sense of momentum and progress, even amidst larger challenges.
Right?
It's about breaking down big goals into manageable steps
Right.
and celebrating those small victories along the way.
It's like a way to stay motivated and avoid feeling overwhelmed, especially when you're working towards something big.
Exactly.
Then Riley shares a personal story about experiencing burnout in his 20s,
Okay.
emphasizing the importance of alternating intense work periods with meaningful recovery time. He calls them high excellence cycles and deep refueling cycles.
It's another reminder that even someone as successful as Riley has faced challenges.
It is.
It normalizes the experience of burnout and encourages us to find a rhythm that works for us.
And this resonates with his earlier emphasis on sleep rate.
Does it?
It's about giving our minds and bodies time to recharge,
Mm-hmm.
not just pushing ourselves relentlessly.
Exactly. It's about understanding that true success is not a sprint.
Yeah.
It's a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
We need to pace ourselves and prioritize both effort and recovery to achieve sustainable results.
Okay, so we've been hearing about this 20-20-20 formula throughout the story. Can we finally dive into the specifics?
Absolutely.
What does this core element of the 5 a.m. club actually entail?
The 20-20-20 formula is about dedicating the first hour of your day to 3 distinct 20-minute segments.
Okay.
Move, reflect, and grow.
Movement for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
What exactly does that look like?
The book suggests activities like exercise, yoga,
Mm-hmm.
or even just a brisk walk.
Okay.
The key is to get your body moving and your blood flowing,
Right.
essentially priming your physiology for a day of peak performance.
So it's not about crushing an intense workout first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
It's more about gently waking up the body and getting energized.
Exactly.
Then for the next 20 minutes, you shift to reflection. This is where journaling, meditation, and mindfulness practices come in.
Yeah.
It's about creating space for introspection, gratitude, and clarity.
So after moving the body,
Yeah.
it's time to quiet the mind and connect with your inner world.
I'm starting to see how these segments build on each other.
You're catching on.
I am.
And finally, the last 20 minutes are dedicated to growth.
Right.
This is all about intentional learning and skill development.
What kind of activities does Riley suggest for this segment?
Reading, listening to podcasts,
Okay.
or taking an online course are all great options. The goal is to continuously expand your knowledge base and skill set.
So the 20-20-20 formula seems like a holistic approach to starting the day. It's not just about productivity.
No.
It's about nurturing our physical, mental, and emotional well-being.
That's a great observation.
And that's where the story takes a dramatic turn, right?
Yeah.
We're suddenly transported to Sao Paulo, where the entrepreneur finds herself in a terrifying situation.
Sure.
She's attacked. And the situation quickly spirals out of control.
It does.
It's a high-stress, real-world test of the principles of the 5 a.m. Club.
Yeah.
And this is where we really see how those early morning practices translate into resilience and courage in the face of adversity.
Right.
It's like those hours of self-development provided her with the tools to navigate this incredibly challenging situation.
It's a powerful example of how the internal work we do can equip us to handle the unexpected challenges that life throws our way.
Right.
It's not just about feeling good.
Yeah.
It's about building a foundation of strength and clarity that can help us weather any storm.
It's a reminder that personal growth isn't just about achieving our goals.
Mm-hmm.
It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle whatever comes our way.
Precisely.
So after this traumatic event, Riley reveals his 10 tactics for lifelong genius,
Okay.
offering even more strategies for optimizing performance and living a fulfilling life.
These tactics provide further guidance on how to apply the principles of the 5 a.m. Club to daily life, both professionally and personally.
Right.
They offer practical wisdom on everything from managing distractions to nurturing relationships.
One that really stood out to me was the tight bubble of total focus.
Okay.
It's all about creating a protective barrier against distractions and negative influences.
Think of it as a metaphorical force field
Okay.
that safeguards your mental energy and creativity.
You're right.
It's about consciously choosing what you allow into your space and being mindful of the impact of your environment.
It's so relevant in today's world.
It is.
Where we're constantly bombarded with information and stimulation.
Right.
It's a reminder that we have the power to curate our experiences
Yeah.
and create environments that support our goals.
Absolutely.
Another key tactic is the 9-901 rule, which we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
It's about dedicating the first 90 minutes of your workday to your most important task,
Right.
a concept that aligns perfectly with the idea of starting strong.
It emphasizes prioritizing our most valuable work during the time when we're typically most focused and energized.
And then there's the tactic of avoiding bad people, which emphasizes the importance of surrounding yourself with positive influences.
It's about recognizing the impact of our social circles
Right.
and choosing to spend time with people who uplift and inspire us.
It's a reminder that our relationships have a profound impact on our well-being and success.
The book challenges us to be mindful of the company we keep
It does.
and make choices that support our growth and happiness.
As Riley's teachings come to a close, he shares his final thoughts on success, happiness, and leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
He emphasizes the importance of inner work and self-mastery, finding joy in everyday moments,
Right.
and embracing gratitude.
It's a message that goes beyond the typical definitions of success.
It is.
He emphasizes that true fulfillment comes from aligning with our values, cultivating a sense of purpose, and contributing to something larger than ourselves.
It's a powerful reminder that success is not just about what we achieve,
No.
but about who we become in the process.
And he emphasizes the importance of cherishing the present moment, finding magic in the everyday,
Right.
and living with a sense of gratitude.
He challenges the idea that happiness is something we achieve in the future. It's something we can choose to experience right now.
Exactly.
Finally, we're introduced to the Spellbinder's concept of the heroic human circle.
Right.
It represents the virtues that lead to a life of meaning and impact. Courage, integrity, humility, understanding, service, growth, and love.
It's a framework for living a life that matters.
It is.
A life that's not just about personal success,
Yeah.
but about contributing to the well-being of others.
It challenges us to ask ourselves,
It does.
what kind of legacy do we want to leave?
Right.
What impact do we want to have on the world?
These are powerful questions that encourage us to think beyond ourselves
Yeah.
and consider how we can make a difference.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack.
It is.
What are your key takeaways from the 5 a.m. Club?
The book highlights the transformative power of a structured morning routine
Okay.
for increased productivity, self-awareness, and personal growth.
Yeah.
It emphasizes the importance of intentionality,
Right.
not just waking up early, but using those hours strategically.
It's not about becoming an early bird just for the sake of it.
Right.
It's about leveraging those early hours to create a foundation for a more fulfilling and successful life.
Yeah.
But is the 5 a.m. club realistic for everyone?
That's a good question.
Could there be downsides to adhering to such a strict routine?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's where things get interesting.
Okay.
The 5 a.m. club presents a powerful framework,
Yeah.
but it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
For some, the idea of waking up that early might feel restrictive
Right.
or even impossible given their lifestyle or work demands.
So it's about taking the core principles and adapting them to fit your own life.
Exactly. It's about finding what works best for you
Mm-hmm.
and creating a routine that supports your individual needs and ambitions.
Yeah.
The book provides a blueprint,
Yeah.
but the real magic lies in customizing it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh.
I mean, not everyone thrives on the same schedule.
No, they don't.
Some people are night owls, others are early birds.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And that's where the idea of the ideal morning routine comes in.
Okay.
The book encourages readers to experiment
Mm-hmm.
and find what energizes and inspires them.
Yeah.
It's not just about the time you wake up, it's about how you utilize those hours.
So it's about being intentional with your time no matter what time of day works best for you. It's about creating a space for growth and self-discovery.
Precisely. And that brings us back to the 20-20-20 formula.
Okay.
While waking up at 5 a.m. might not be feasible for everyone,
Right.
the concept of dedicating the first hour of your day to movement, reflection, and growth is something that can be adapted to any schedule.
Could you give some examples of how someone might tweak this formula to fit their own lifestyle?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's say you're someone who naturally wakes up later.
Yeah.
You could shift the entire formula by a few hours
Okay.
and still reap the benefits.
Right.
Or maybe you're someone who finds traditional exercise daunting.
Mm-hmm.
You can substitute it with a gentle yoga routine, a dance class,
Okay.
or even just a walk in nature.
So it's about being flexible and finding activities that you genuinely enjoy
Yeah.
and that fit your energy levels at that time of day.
Exactly. And the same goes for the reflection segment.
Okay.
If meditation isn't your thing,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps you could spend that time journaling, listening to uplifting music,
Yeah.
or simply enjoying a cup of coffee in silence while appreciating the sunrise.
It's about finding ways to create that mental space for clarity and introspection, whatever that looks like for you.
Precisely. And finally, the growth segment can be incredibly diverse.
Okay.
It could involve reading a book, listening to a podcast like this one, taking an online course, or even practicing a new skill. The key is to engage in activities that stimulate your mind
Yeah.
and help you expand your knowledge and abilities.
So even though the 5 a.m. club emphasizes waking up early,
Yeah,
the underlying message is much broader.
it is.
It's about creating a personalized morning routine that sets you up for success, no matter what your definition of success might be.
That's a great way to put it.
And I think that's a really empowering message.
It is?
It's not about conforming to someone else's ideal.
No,
It's about creating a routine that works for you.
absolutely. It's about recognizing that we all have different needs and rhythms.
Yeah.
What energizes one person might drain another.
Right.
The key is to experiment and find what feels good for you.
And to be willing to adjust and adapt as needed.
Yeah.
Life is constantly changing.
It is.
And our routine should reflect those changes.
Exactly. It's a process of continuous self-discovery.
This idea of self-discovery reminds me of Riley's emphasis on the 4 interior empires. He talks about mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set as being crucial for overall success and fulfillment.
Right.
Can we unpack these a bit more?
Absolutely. These empires represent the inner work that's essential for achieving lasting success.
Okay.
Mindset is all about cultivating positive beliefs and a growth-oriented outlook.
Mm-hmm.
It's about seeing challenges as opportunities for learning and growth,
Right.
not as setbacks.
So it's about developing a resilient mindset,
Yes.
one that can bounce back from adversity.
Exactly. And Heartset is all about managing our emotions and connecting with our purpose.
Right.
It's about finding work that we're passionate about and cultivating meaningful relationships.
So it's about aligning our actions with our values and finding a sense of fulfillment in what we do.
Got it.
Then there's health set, which focuses on the importance of physical well-being.
Right.
This includes things like nutrition, exercise, and sleep. It's recognizing that our physical health is the foundation for everything else, right? We can't perform at our best if we're not taking care of ourselves.
Exactly. And finally, Soul Set is about connecting with a deeper sense of meaning and purpose.
Right.
This could involve exploring our spirituality, engaging in creative pursuits,
Mm-hmm.
or simply spending time in nature.
It's about finding what nourishes our soul and gives us a sense of connection to something greater than ourselves.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
These four empires are interconnected,
Yeah, they are.
and neglecting any one of them can create imbalances in our lives.
It's like a holistic approach to personal development.
Yeah.
It's not just about achieving external success.
Right.
It's about cultivating inner harmony and well-being.
Precisely. And that brings us back to the transformative power of a structured morning routine. By dedicating those early hours to nurturing these empires,
Yeah.
we're setting ourselves up for a day of greater focus, purpose, and fulfillment.
It's like we're creating a ripple effect.
I like that.
The way we start our day influences our thoughts, emotions, and actions throughout the day.
And this idea of momentum reminds me of Riley's 10 tactics for lifelong genius.
Yeah.
These tactics offer even more practical strategies for optimizing performance and living a fulfilling life.
Absolutely. These tactics are like a toolkit for personal growth.
They are.
They provide guidance on everything from managing distractions to nurturing relationships to cultivating a sense of purpose.
One that really resonated with me was the tight bubble of total focus. It's this idea of creating a protective barrier against distractions and negative influences.
It's about being intentional with our energy and attention,
Yeah.
recognizing that what we focus on expands.
Right.
It's about creating a space where we can do our best work without being pulled in a million different directions.
It's so relevant in today's world where
Yeah.
we're constantly bombarded with information and stimulation.
It is.
It's about taking control of our environment and creating a space that supports our goals and well-being.
Exactly. And another tactic that aligns with this idea of focus is the 9-901 rule, which we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
It's about dedicating the first 90 minutes of our workday to our most important task,
Right.
maximizing our focus and energy during that prime time.
It's about prioritizing our most valuable work and minimizing distractions during those crucial early hours.
Precisely. And then there's the tactic of avoiding bad people, which emphasizes the importance of surrounding ourselves with positive influences.
It's about recognizing that the people we spend time with have a profound impact on our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors.
Exactly. It's about choosing to spend time with people who uplift us, inspire us, and support our growth.
It's about creating a social circle that reflects the kind of person we want to become.
Absolutely. And that brings us to one of the most profound messages in the book,
Okay.
the importance of living a life of meaning and impact.
Yes. Towards the end of the story, Riley shares his final thoughts on success, happiness, and leaving a legacy.
Right.
He emphasizes the importance of inner work, self-mastery, and finding joy in everyday moments.
It's a message that goes beyond the traditional definitions of success. He's suggesting that true fulfillment comes from aligning with our values,
Right.
cultivating a sense of purpose, and contributing to something larger than ourselves.
It's about recognizing that success isn't just about what we achieve.
Right.
It's about who we become in the process.
Exactly. And he emphasizes the importance of cherishing the present moment, finding magic in the everyday,
Yeah.
and living with a sense of gratitude.
Absolutely. It's about shifting our focus from what we lack to what we already have and finding joy in the simple things.
And he reminds us that happiness isn't something we achieve in the future.
Right.
It's a choice we can make right now.
It's about cultivating a mindset of abundance and appreciation,
Yeah.
recognizing the beauty and wonder that exists in every moment.
And this leads us to one of the most inspiring concepts in the book, the Spellbinder's heroic human circle.
Yes. This circle represents the virtues that lead to a life of meaning and impact. Courage, integrity, humility, understanding, service, growth, and love.
It's a framework for living a life that matters.
Yeah.
A life that's not just about personal success,
Right.
but about contributing to the well-being of others.
It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected and that our actions have a ripple effect on the world around us.
Exactly. And it challenges us to ask ourselves, what kind of legacy do we want to leave?
Right.
What impact do we want to have on the world?
It's a call to action, to live a life of purpose and contribution, a life that reflects our values and makes a positive difference.
And it's a reminder that we all have the potential to be heroes in our own way,
I love that.
to make a difference in the lives of others and leave the world a better place than we found it.
It's such an empowering message.
Yeah.
It's not about waiting for someone else to save the day.
No.
It's about stepping into our own power and making a difference right now.
Precisely. And that's what the 5 a.m. Club is all about. Empowering individuals to create a life of extraordinary impact. It's about recognizing that we have the power to shape our own destiny,
Right.
to achieve our goals,
Yeah.
and to make a difference in the world.
So even though the book centers around this seemingly simple concept of waking up early,
Yeah.
it really delves into much deeper themes of self-discovery, personal growth, and living a life of meaning and purpose.
Absolutely. It's a book that challenges us to step outside of our comfort zones,
Right.
to embrace our potential,
Yeah.
and to create a life that truly matters.
Wow, that's a lot to take in.
Mm.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the potential downsides of adhering to such a strict routine?
Mm.
Could there be any unintended consequences?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Okay.
While structure and discipline can be incredibly beneficial,
Mm-hmm.
there's always a risk of becoming too rigid
Right.
or attached to a routine.
So one potential downside is that it could lead to a sense of pressure or even guilt if you're unable to stick to the routine perfectly.
Right.
Life throws curveballs.
Yeah, it does.
And sometimes those early morning hours need to be sacrificed for unexpected events or simply for much needed rest.
It's about finding that balance, right? Yeah, embracing the structure, but also being flexible and adaptable when needed.
Exactly. It's about listening to your body and your intuition.
Right.
If you're feeling burnt out or exhausted, it might be a sign that you need to adjust your routine,
Yeah.
even if that means sleeping in a bit later than usual.
It's about recognizing that self-care is not selfish.
Right.
It's essential for sustainable success.
Another potential downside is that the intense focus on personal growth and achievement
Yeah.
could lead to neglecting other important aspects of life,
Right.
like relationships or simply having fun.
So it's about keeping things in perspective, right?
Yeah.
Making sure that your pursuit of success doesn't come at the expense of your well-being or the well-being of those around you.
Precisely. It's about finding that sweet spot between striving for excellence
Yeah.
and savoring the journey.
Hmm.
It's about creating a life that's both fulfilling and sustainable.
I think that's such an important reminder.
It is.
It's easy to get caught up in the hustle
Right.
and forget that life is about more than just checking things off a to-do list.
Absolutely. It's about finding joy in the process,
Yeah.
in the connections we make, and in the experiences we share with others.
It's about creating a life that's rich in both achievement and meaning.
Exactly. And that's where the 5 a.m. Club really shines.
Does it?
It's not just a productivity hack. It's a philosophy for living a life of purpose and intention.
It's about taking ownership of our time and energy
Yeah.
and directing it towards the things that truly matter to us.
And it's a journey of continuous growth and self-discovery. It's about experimenting,
Yeah.
learning,
Right.
and adapting along the way.
It's about becoming the best version of ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not just for our own benefit,
Right.
but for the benefit of the world around us.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And I think that's what makes the 5 a.m. Club so inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reminder that we all have the potential to create extraordinary lives filled with purpose, passion, and impact.
So what's the one thing you hope our listener takes away from this deep dive into the 5 a.m. Club?
I hope they're inspired to create a morning routine that supports their unique goals and aspirations, whether it involves waking up at 5 a.m.
Right.
or finding their own rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
The key is to start the day with intention and focus.
It's about taking those first few hours
Right.
and dedicating them to activities that nourish the mind, body, and soul.
And it's about embracing the journey of personal growth with all its challenges and triumphs.
Yeah.
It's about becoming the hero of our own story,
Right.
a story that's filled with purpose, passion, and impact.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see you in the 5 a.m. Club.
Remember, we're here to help you extract the most valuable insights from the information you're already consuming.
Yeah.
Keep those sources coming.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep striving for the best version of yourself. Embracing the structure, but also being flexible and adaptable when needed.
Right. It's about listening to your body.
Yeah.
And intuition. If you're feeling burnt out or exhausted, it might be a sign that you need to adjust your routine.
Right.
Even if that means sleeping in a bit later than usual.
It's about recognizing that self-care is not selfish. It's essential for sustainable success.
Another potential downside is that the intense focus on personal growth and achievement could lead to neglecting other important aspects of life, like relationships or simply having fun.
Yeah, so it's about keeping things in perspective,
Yeah.
making sure that your pursuit of success doesn't come at the expense of your well-being or the well-being of those around you.
Precisely. It's about finding that sweet spot between striving for excellence and savoring the journey. It's about creating a life that's both fulfilling and sustainable.
I think that's such an important reminder. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget that life is about more than just checking things off a to-do list.
Absolutely. It's about finding joy in the process, in the connections we make, and in the experiences we share with others.
It's about creating a life that's rich in both achievement and meaning.
Exactly. And that's where the 5 a.m. Club really shines. It's not just a productivity hack, it's a philosophy for living a life of purpose and intention.
It's about taking ownership of our time and energy and directing it towards the things that truly matter to us.
And it's a journey of continuous growth and self-discovery. It's about experimenting, learning, and adapting along the way.
It's about becoming the best version of ourselves, not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of the world around us.
That's a beautiful way to put it, and I think that's what makes the 5 a.m. Club so inspiring. It's a reminder that we all have the potential to create extraordinary lives filled with purpose, passion, and impact.
So what's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from this deep dive into the 5 a.m. Club?
Well, I hope they're inspired to create a morning routine that supports their unique goals and aspirations. Whether it involves waking up at 5 a.m. or finding their own rhythm, the key is to start the day with intention and focus.
Yeah, it's about taking those first few hours and dedicating them to activities that nourish the mind, body, and soul.
And it's about embracing the journey of personal growth with all its challenges and
It's
triumphs.
about becoming the hero of our own story, a story that's filled with purpose, passion, and impact.
And, maybe even join the 5 a.m. Club.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll see you there.
All right, that's it for this deep dive. Be sure to send in any material you'd like us to explore, and we'll dive into it right here on the show.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for that best version of yourself.